To explain Guild Expedition, I've switched to one of my other worlds where I've got a city that's lower than the city that you would be used to seeing. So if I look at Guild Expedition, in this particular world I haven't started Guild Expedition as yet. And for all players, starting on the first step of Guild Expedition of the 48 normal steps, you get the option of a battle if you attack, or negotiation. And I'm going to do a battle to begin with, and you will be faced with free troops of your own era that are apparently randomly selected but follow a similar pattern for all ages. So typically they're likely to be 3 light troops in most cases. So I know that heavy troops of my age will fight light troops of that age very easily. So I put 3 heavy troops in, and I'll actually execute that as a battle and hardly take any damage at all. Each step gives you a personal reward, regardless of whether you've got any special great buildings like the Temple of Relics that would give you extra rewards. So it's worthwhile just going through for those rewards if you're a relatively new player. So for the second step, what I'm going to do is negotiate. So I'm going to go in and negotiate. Looking at the negotiations, this is I'm using FOE Helper. So negotiations are very easy with FOE Helper because it makes a recommendation of what I should select. But the early negotiations are incredibly simple to do. And if you have FOE Helper in place, obviously it's extremely simple because it's telling you what to do. There's only 2 choices. And in 2 steps you would expect to be able to solve that negotiation. Hence we've won the negotiation. For the next one I'll show you it without the negotiation, without FOE help on, and you can see how that can be done and how that can be worked out. I'm going to switch FOE help off. So if you're running the game on a browser or on your mobile and you haven't got FOE helper, you can work out what to place. In this instance I've only got a choice of 3 different things, so I should be able to solve this one certainly easily within 3 turns, maybe within 2 if I'm lucky. So I would put on resources you'd got at a low level, and then anything you've got a lot of to balance it out. And then to finish it, I've just got to finish it off with those goods. The reward in front of each significant tower is always troops. So there we've obtained 1 unit of our current age to add to our army because we're in level 1 GE. Higher level guild expeditions, you get 2 troops for the 2nd level and 3 troops for the 3rd level. The 4th level no longer gives troops as a bonus, but will give other bonuses and some special bonuses that are worthwhile having, but it's very much more difficult. So each tower is a more difficult fight, and you end up introducing the first sight of a 2-stage fight or 2-stage enemy. So this army comes in 2 parts, and you have to defeat both parts without refreshing your troops. I know that, for instance, these range units, longbow archers, do damage to my heavy units, so I probably need to mix up my troops a little bit. I know that light units are quite dangerous to the heavy knights, and I'm also going to mix in some of my own ranged troops as well, or ranged units. And because I'm fairly confident I can win that, I will auto battle it. I've taken some damage, but I'm certainly ready for the second fight, which would be 3 light units. And I end up losing 1 unit overall, but I get a reasonably good reward after each tower. There's nearly always a diamond selection, very low chance of getting diamonds, but you can collect diamonds from it. You can collect blueprints for a Temple of Relics, which is a very good, great building to have, or you can collect or get some goods from your age. So that's a quick introduction to Guild Expedition. Looking at the Guild Expedition levels, so if I click on the current level of difficulty, I'm on level 1. Each of the levels has to be unlocked by the guild and will take a certain amount of goods. So to unlock a level, because I'm the only a single person in this particular guild, I have a cost to unlock these particular levels. So if I then donate the goods from my own personal stock into the guild treasury, I can then unlock the next level. Each player in our guild gives a certain amount to the guild treasury, so our guild treasury is usually stocked well enough so that nobody has to make any special donations for us to unlock Guild Expedition. And unlocking each level has additional costs, but in our guild what we do is we tend to open all 4 levels immediately as soon as Guild Expedition starts. So it's something that individual players or members within the guild don't directly need to worry about. The other thing to take into account is the number of steps taken by each player and the contribution points. The contribution points add to the overall guild score, and the number of encounters tells you how far through it is, and will give you a score based on how we're doing against other guilds. In this particular instance, if I was to click on that, you will see I can't join the competition because a guild has to have at least 3 members that are able to participate in Guild Expedition and must have completed at least 1 Guild Expedition before they can join in the competition between guilds. So at this point what I will do is I will flick between worlds, go into our server and look at Guild Expedition and our own position. So finally open up Guild Expedition and you can see how that works in our server. And we're having a particularly difficult week this week in terms of other guilds that we're against. So we're 4th, and we would expect to have a better position than that, but we're up against 3 other very powerful, very credible guilds with extremely good scores and very experienced teams. So it was always going to be difficult. We've got a good score for this week, but unfortunately the others are doing better. So that's Guild Expedition. A quick explanation. If you've got any questions, then either place them in the comments on this video so that other people can see questions and answers, or ask them in Guild itself. Thank you very much.